Well, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
And you do know that it must be the devil himself that don't want people's lives to be saved. That's the only thing that I can think of. We'll wait a few minutes for you all to come back in, and I'm just going to play a little music until we get our audience back. You know the devil don't like this. Now that is what you call the devil. Whenever you're trying to save a life, he's there trying to take one.
Good job. We're back up. Okay.
It's going out, it's going in and out. No. No, he's not. Do not blame it on the internet on my phone. Come and talk to me because I can't hear you.
Metal gate also. Metal gate is down. Rocket part of the city.
Nice. Thank you all for coming back.
Here we go.
We're going to try this. And if not, then that means Pastor and I will be forced to come on here. What's tomorrow? Friday?
Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to have to give you a show to finish this because this is too major. It's too important.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I think there's a lot of people at 3 that need to hear the same message.
Yeah.
It still deals with the hermeneutic loop.
Yeah.
And some of you went off and we were talking about, but she shared her testimony about having the fibroid tumors. One part of the hermeneutic loop is, and listen, join us if you're in the tri-state area. Try to be here on Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock. It is going to change your life. The master's class on prayer will change your life. And on that note, we don't have it here in front of me, but you need to go to Amazon and order that book, Praying from the Third Dimension.
Praying from the Third
That
Dimension.
book is off the chain. And as I said the other day, it's a book that was not written out of our intellect. It's written out of an experience. And the weight of it will literally change your life. So, join us Tuesday night because you're getting an understanding of this hermeneutic loop, which gives you a better interpretation of not just scripture, but your life.
Your life.
And so a minute ago, we were talking about involuntarily things that happen in our lives that we can't control.
Right. And this and you saying that things happen in our life that we can't control, but this is my point. You can't control when you're going to get a heart attack.
Right.
You can't control when you're going to have a stroke by you eating the way you're eating.
Exactly.
But this way, oh God, the hermeneutic loop, this way you can now control.
Yes.
It is.
What your outcome is.
It's part of
because
life, right?
of what I'm taking in my body. I know what my body is going to deliver
Yes,
to me.
absolutely.
Dr. Soraya, share with us because I want you to share with us, because you and I kind of jumped on this thing after my surgery, and you were with me when I had the surgery, and I'm gonna move back a little bit. You were with me when I had the surgery, and you were at the hospital when I had the surgery, and you were there when I came out of the surgery, and you were also there when I said to you, I'm never touching meat again, and you looked at me like, are you never touching it again?
Yes.
I said, never. I'm never touching meat again, never. And so, just tell us your findings spiritually. Just put your chair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, come close. Yeah.
That good?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about what God gave you about the whole vegan thing, because
Yes.
your delivery is absolutely amazing. Go ahead.
Well, what really touched me about the whole vegan lifestyle was covenant. And when I first became to understand God, he introduced himself in dispensations and covenants, meaning basically the times and seasons of our life, and the covenant or the promises that he gave us. And you talked about that food covenant, which was really so profound. And that covenant gave us so many rights. You talked about dominion and being fruitful and multiplying. And so the whole concept of the enemy, and the reason why I really was so really proud, if I could even use that word, Dr. Bynum, when you said, I'm never touching it again. The trick of the enemy was always to get us out of covenant or fellowship with God.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And you're such a profound teacher on prayer, that praying in the third dimension, what he wanted was our access to God.
Wow.
And so it was not so much the food, but if I can get you to break a covenant with God, then the benefits attached to that covenant you also lose.
Wow.
And the reason why it was so profound to me is I understood it being a food covenant. Covenant is basically a legal binding agreement between God and man, enforceable by law with terms and conditions. Meaning if you break it, it's a breach.
There you go.
It's a breach of covenant. And I said, God, why was it so profound? He said, because when it's a breach of covenant, anything that's breached is upside down.
Wow. Wow.
And I said, what does that mean? He said, this is why your life is upside down. Because when you do not get back in right standing with me, then the covenant, the broken covenant, even though it was food that I started, when you don't eat as I have decided for you to eat, because I gave you free will. It was so profound what you said, that God said, behold, I give you trees with fruit bearing seed. That should be for me. But then he also said he made man in his image and likeness. Then he also said, from the dust of the ground he created us. Then he told Adam, and I created the animals from the dust. And anything you call them, you can have. And I give you dominion. So the legal right to name something, anything we wanted, and that's what it would be called, is what Satan wanted.
Wow.
So now when you call yourself free, you're no longer free.
Wow.
When you call yourself delivered, why? Because you have lost the legal right through this breach for the benefit of what you had in the Edenic covenant. And so I said, God, what does that mean? He said, it's like a breech baby. It can come out, but it's dangerous.
Ooh.
Your promises will come out, but now they're in danger. And I said, why? He said, because it's customary for a baby to come out head first.
Exactly.
I said, why? He said, because when the womb breaks, the baby breathes.
Right.
When I made you a promise, I wanted it to come out alive.
My God.
But when you broke covenant with me by eating what you were permitted to eat, Pastor, you talked about permissive will, but you were permitted to eat and not what my divine will was. Now, when a baby is breached, the water breaks, the baby's first impulse is to breathe. It's alive because it's a promise of God.
Oh my God.
But it's an afterbirth that's supposed to come out after. That's still by the baby's mouth. So when the baby breathes, he's breathing in the waste product.
Oh my God.
The waste product of what should have come after him.
Oh my
so now
God.
he's eating what was meant to be expelled.
Wow.
God said, I never intended for you to eat meat, like I never intended for a baby to swallow its own afterbirth. So it put the life of the thing I promised the woman in danger.
Wow.
When you don't follow my will, you put the life of every prophetic word I gave you
That's the truth.
now in danger, because you're breathing in something toxic or ingesting something you shouldn't, and now all of the promises I gave you are now broken. And he said, if you just go back to what I'm telling you, he said, because the enemy wanted your covenant because he wanted your ability.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So when Adam was given the ability, he said, from you I made from the dust of the ground. Dr. Bynum, he said, from the animals I made the dust of the ground. He said, now call it what you wanted. God never named the animals.
Right.
He gave Adam dominion over them.
Authority over them.
To call them what he wanted. Only after the sin did he kill one to cover him. So God said, I never meant meat to be your covering. I never meant for you to eat what was waste. You were supposed to name it and have dominion over it. So we lost the right to name it anything. And now from the sweat of our brow, we have to till the land. So not only did the broken food covenant take our ability to call something what it was, now the broken food covenant has expelled us from the presence of God itself. And we no longer walk in divine dominion because we were permitted to do what we wanted. It was deeper. It was deeper for Satan, so much so that when he first came to God himself as Jesus, he said, turn stones to bread. He still was going back to the food covenant.
He was.
Oh my
He was.
God.
He kept coming back to that. And so when we go back into right standing and covenant with God by just eating not what he permitted, but what he desired,
Wow.
then we have the health and the fellowship back with God. Because remember when he drove Adam out, he drove him out afterwards, and 2 flaming cherubim was guarding Eden, and he couldn't get access. The only way he could get access was to come back into covenant with God.
Wow.
So when we go back, it's just bigger than, oh, we're just trying to tell people, don't eat this because you're going to die and you're going to get sick. No, when you are fasted, and you said something that was powerful, a lifetime fast. When you go back to the way God created us, we have dominion now over everything. And now the food no longer kills us because it's no longer inside of us. And anything you don't consume can't kill you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't kill you. It just can't kill you.
Ooh, that was just, I mean, I'm just mulling over that because I'm just mulling over that. Oh, I got to digest that. I mean, because now that you're talking about them having access with God, and they were literally one with him. Why do you keep coming in here? Okay. You don't need to watch it because you keep throwing us off, and I'm not used to all that walking you're doing. Because every time he step in the doorway, because I'm not used to him doing it, I keep looking like, is
What's
something
wrong?
wrong? Is something off? Just my grandmama says, sit down somewhere. But when I'm thinking about what you are saying about food and the covenant that we have, people need to understand that even back then when they were eating meat, it wasn't what they have done to meat now.
And that's
Come on now.
See, that's the other point. Exactly.
It's not.
The greed of mankind, the desire for wealth, subjects total society to be at their, almost to be at a sense of being hypnotized by the very things they put in our food. It's not that, I'm talking about my grandparents, where there was a farm and they fed the animals.
Right.
Now they shoot up the animals with all. I mean, and you go read it for yourself. How the FDA in our own government allows certain things to be fed to the animals, and that's why antibiotics don't work for us anymore, because they've given the animals so much antibiotics that when we take it, it has no effect on us.
May I say something to that? One of the things, I always try to look at things in a scriptural way. Something you said is so profound about that. When they were, because God said, I made you in my own image and own likeness. So we certain blessings went along with that, as you discussed. But one of the blessings of Eden and that covenant was supernatural provision.
Yes.
God provided everything. There was no need for greed. There was no need to make money, because if we called it, that's what it was. Everything that man needed was contained in the garden. It was only after the broken covenant that now man had to work for it. Once man had to start working for the things that just eating the right way would have gave him. The health and the benefits and the fruitfulness. That's why God said, be fruitful. Don't be meatful, but be fruitful. Now that we fell out of that covenant, we now had to start looking at meat, not just for what we would eat, but how we would survive and make money.
Wow.
So now the food and the drug administration started to combine itself, because that's how we need to make wealth in the country. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
So now it wasn't about eating, it was about productivity, because be fruitful and multiply and replenish was part of that, what we already had. Now, in order to multiply, we need to make money off the food. The way we make money is to mass produce it. So we can't wait for the normal gestation cycle, say, of a cow to have a calf and have a baby and make milk, because we need to fill our markets. So we need to do it faster, so we needed to introduce drugs.
But you know,
No, tell us how that's done. You were talking about that with me last night when she was talking about how the milk is made, and you said when they put their fist in there, you was, because I was done last night.
It's really
So what do you mean by they had to make milk quicker and all of that?
In other words, no longer could, just think of us as humans, and we get pregnant. It's 9 months. And then we produce lactate, which is the milk, so that when the baby comes, we can feed the baby. Well, that's for one person. But now we have all over the country having to fill supermarkets with milk and with dairy, which is really where the fibroids came from. But so now they could no longer wait on a farm for that to happen. So they had to look at ways to get the semen from the bull that they can now artificially inseminate the cows so that they can mass produce them. But then when they have a calf, take the baby away because the natural instinct of the calf is to suck the mother's milk, and now we need that.
Exactly.
So what they had to do is to stimulate that ability in bulls, extract the semen, and then artificially inseminate in the most brutal ways all of these cattle to keep them continuously pregnant.
But in some cases, in my readings, it's not even the fact that they can't fill the supermarket. Is that they want to fill it to the point so they can get more money.
Yes, sir.
It is just, it's just like
yes, sir.
all the food we eat now is fast food. China was one of the healthiest countries ever. They had no heart disease, almost no heart disease, no high blood pressure, no cholesterol. America brought their fast foods into China, and now China's health has literally gone down the pot. And again, it's in the food, in this mass production. And if we don't wake up and take our lives back, we're done.
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting here with the buckwheat dumb look, like.
But go Google it. Don't listen to us.
Google it.
Go Google it. Go research. Get your encyclopedias out. Google the FDA. See what they allow. What they allow in the food.
That's right. That's right. And for those of you that are watching, you can go and sign up. You can go and sign up. It's coming up on the screen in a few seconds. You can go and sign up at backtovegan.com. Back to the number 2. Backtovegan.com. We have over 4,500 people.
Wow.
4,500
Yes.
people in less than 3 weeks
Wow.
that have signed the petition that they are going vegan for 1 year with
My
me.
God.
And that was phenomenal. And so tonight at 12 o'clock midnight, you're going to receive your welcome letter. And on the 9th of January, the journal that we're going to walk through, you can start purchasing that journal
Yes.
at Amazon.com, because on January 16th, which is my birthday, we are all going to be born again. That's right. We are all going to be born again. I'm going to incorporate that day of my birthday, even though I've been doing, and I shared this with Pastor. When Pastor first met me, I was vegan. When you first met me, I was vegan. Have been vegan for years, and never had any health issues of any kind. He used to call me the Jamaican maid because he said nobody can clean the house quicker than you could. At the time, his wife was pregnant. John was like 2.5. Val was pregnant. Got pregnant with the twins. I took a leave of absence from my job from Pan American Airlines for 8 months, and I raised the twins. I was their nanny, and I took care of those twins as babies. And I would clean and I would cook, and they called me the Jamaican maid. But I was vegan then. And if I showed pictures, and I'm going to post a picture of me in my flight attendant outfit, total difference. I was vegan then. And so I just went back to vegan.
Wow.
That's what I did. I went back to vegan. And so January 16th, even though I've been in it now for 6 months, I feel amazing. Health-wise, I have energy. I can't even, my head is not cloudy. My thinking is sharper. Your creativity is just on overload. And so on January 16th, I want to make that an official birthing day.
Yes.
But everybody that's going to join me, it's going to be our official birthing day. That's the day that we're going to be born again into the vegan lifestyle, which, as Dr. Soroya has so graciously put it, it was our covenant with God. This is where we're going to regain our access back to not just life, but abundant life. Hallelujah. And so I am encouraging you to do that, to get ready, to get your journal. And we're going to be going through it. It's got a space in there where every week you're going to be required to create your own recipe, your own meal. Cook your vegan meal and tell us what you cook. And we're going to be interactive. So this broadcast is going to be an interactive broadcast where you'll be able to come on. I'll choose your name. Your video will be up in the corner. And you're going to tell us what you made, how you made it. And with the teachings that I'm going to be doing once a week, we got the journal for you to put in the notes, and you're going to have homework, and we're going to cause you to become evangelists. That's what one of my friends in Baltimore, Maryland, Scott, more power to you, Scott. Scott called me a evangelist because I was just evangelizing.
A vegan
Thanksgiving.
evangelist.
That's right. We are evangelists. That's right. We are to preach the food. That's right. We are to minister to you about the diet. So we are evangelists. So Dr. Bynum is a prophetess. She's an evangelist, and now she's a evangelist. And so I'm here to veganize you and get you free and save your life. That's what I'm doing. I want you to look awesome. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and feel good about yourself again. And we're not just talking about women. We're talking about men.
Yes.
I've been evangelizing my pastor. I will not give up. I'm saying to him, the pictures that he used to show me back in his football days and when he used to break concrete for Pastor Boyd when he had a construction company. I said, well, that body is hiding in there, Pastor. We gotta get that muscle man back out because he crying to come out. So I want you all to help me with my pastor. I have threatened everybody around me. I told you better not get my pastor no pork chops. You better not go and give him nothing, no meat to eat. And it's so bad now here at our church that I can be coming through the door and somebody said, you better hurry up because Dr. Bynum is coming. You better hurry up and get that out the machine because Dr. Bynum. And I walk in saying, what y'all eating? What y'all been eating? Because if I smell milk on your breath, I'm going to step off of you. What have you been eating? So that's my drive from a social and a humanistic perspective. And soon it is going to be my global mantle as an ambassador. So I'm getting myself ready because it's all about saving lives. And let me just say this to us. We can preach the gospel and we can get your spirit saved while you are dying. And I don't know, I just said something right there. What difference does it make if you accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and you become saved as a Christian, but you don't have abundant life because your entire Christian walk is you praying for healing that you can bring about yourself if you just change what you put on that fork and that spoon and that knife. Why would I ask God to save me from a world of sin when my body is going to still feel like I'm in sin and I'm in a death walk? What sense does that make? We want abundant life. We want God to save us. We want to accept Him. We want a better mindset. And we want better bodies. So now it's time to go after the whole man. That's what we're after. We're after the whole man. That's what holistic means. Holistic means the whole person, emotionally, spiritually, come on, socially, physically. We can't just keep doing the part. Because I'm going to tell y'all before we went off, I said that. Stop thinking that I'm trying to get you to take a chicken part out of your mouth. Stop thinking that I'm trying to get you to take a pork chop out of your mouth. Stop thinking that I'm only trying to attack this part of your life. Because as long as you see it as a piece of chicken or pork chop or steak, whatever you see it as, you would never understand it because you have not connected it to the whole of what is trying to be done for you. And the whole is, I'm trying to give you a better life. And some of you all say, well, I just can't do it like that. Take your time. I may say that again. Take your time. If you have to gradually put the steak down, but I still eat chicken or I still eat fish, all right, because that's the beginning.
That's right. That's what I've done.
That's the beginning.
Yes.
You know, some of us doesn't have the willpower like, my friend Jojo Hill. I spoke to him today, and he said, twin, it's like I'm with you. And I was like, you going vegan? He was like, yeah. He said, I just decided 4 days ago that I was going to do it. And I said, wow, I like, you just did it cold turkey? And he said, yeah. My wife was like, babe, what you gonna do about ranch dressing? Because he loved ranch dressing. He said, well, if I have to choose between ranch dressing and my life, I choose
good.
my life.
That's good.
And so
That's good.
he just went straight cold
Yeah.
turkey. But some of you may not be able to do that. But start with something. Put something down. Make a declaration that Dr. Bynum, I may not be able to go strictly vegan with you right now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop eating red meat for 3 months.
Yes.
Because we're going to be doing this in 3-month intervals. So after 3 months, we're going to all talk about it. We're going to let you email me as far as whether or not it's working for you or what you're finding to be hard. Because I want to know what to bring to you on the broadcast that's going to help you. I want to be a help to you. I want to be assistance to you. So you may say, I'm putting down red meat. Or, you know what? I'm going to stop eating chicken. Or, you know, I'm going to stop eating pork. That's good because that's the beginning.
That's right.
Some of you may say, I'm going to put down all meat and I'm only going to eat fish until I get there. And then you may have those wonder working power ones that says, I'm going strictly vegan because why? I understand the whole of what God is trying to do. So I'm here to spoon feed you. I'm here for you to understand that I want you to have a better life. That's why I'm doing this. No, this is not easy. Being on that 3 with me is not easy. You know, we've decided to go 21 days, so we got 17 more days. But being on here and coming through the snow, why do you think I did that? I did that because if I can't do anything but save one of you, then it was worth the trip.
Amen.
Yes.
Pastor, it was worth the trip.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't know if you all have anything else that you want to say.
I want to say one little thing.
Yes.
I need you to just know something. I'm sitting here in person. We're sitting here in person with Dr. Bynum. This is not makeup. I'm telling you, I'm live. Her skin actually glows. Her hair more beautiful than ever before. The strength is back. I was there at the surgery. Wow. There, the doctor said he had never seen a recovery that speedy. And all of the times that he had did a major surgery within, I think it was 3 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. He had taken out
5 days. 5 or 6 days from the surgery, he took out all of my stitches.
And in a few days was walking around the entire circumference of the hospital. They asked her just to get out of the bed and tried to make it to the bathroom. She went down the hall, came back, did a lap, and then went 5 laps. And he said, I have never seen anything. Wow. It was the changing of the meat that has revitalized her. And what I love so much about you, when God does something for you, you inspire others to want to live as well. And that's why we're here.
Wow.
Exactly. You don't keep it for yourself. You really
Yes.
want to share it to all of those because it's just a better way of life. It is life in abundance.
It is. It is. And I'm just excited about it. And what I really love about it is it's not hype for me because it's not something that I've never done before.
Right.
It's not like, oh, Juanita Bynum is on a bandwagon for, everybody just stop eating meat. No, I've lived this life before. I was a vegan before, and I know the benefits of it. And I also can see the repercussions when I went back to eating meat and what it did to my body.
Yes.
I mean, it ripped my body to pieces. And I don't want that to happen. I've been running into so many women that look like they're 6 months pregnant because they got fibroids.
Yes.
Looking like they're 6 months pregnant. One woman looking like she's 8 months pregnant because of fibroids.
And some of them have had the operation and then come back and grown again.
Yes.
And so it's almost a reoccurring situation. And yet, someone right here in the ministry who I was talking to said the same thing. They had fibroid, and when they went vegan, actually the fibroid shrunk and they didn't even have to have the operation.
Come on.
Wow. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to be giving you some information, and those of you that are ready, and by all means, do not forget the alkaline water. If you're not going to go straight vegan right now, and you're going to just put down meat, what I am demanding and commanding you to do on this broadcast is start drinking alkaline water. When you first get up in the morning, you drink it. Why? Because no disease can live in a high alkaline body. I had Cheryl Dos Reese had gone through a procedure, and her feet and legs were swollen, so swollen she could barely put her shoes on. And I said to her, drink that alkaline water. She drank that. She was actually taking water pills from the doctor.
Yes.
And because she's had 5 open heart surgeries, the pills weren't working. She drank that alkaline water, and the next day her feet and legs were gone down to normal. And the doctor said to her, what did you do? Because the medicine can't work that fast. She said, I drank alkaline water. At least consume at least a liter a day. And then go online. If you don't want to wait for me to introduce you to it, look up the foods on YouTube that are high alkaline foods. But whatever you do, start drinking the alkaline water. It will give you energy. It will give you strength. It will change your skin. It will change your nervous system. It just works. So start taking in that water. Stop drinking water that's got high lead in it. Alkaline waters is 8.9, 9.5. Get the highest level you can find. Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. Find the alkaline water and drink it, people. Please do that. And you will begin to see a change in your body even before you go permanently vegan. You watch. You watch. I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong.
Yeah, and tomorrow, next Thursday, we get a chance to talk about it. I think alkaline, perfect alkaline is like 7.2 to 7.4 is perfect alkaline water, because a lot of people are very acidic because of, again, of what they diet and what they take. And if you have a very acidic body, then disease festers in that environment.
That's right.
So by going on, as you say, on the vegan, you create a body that is high alkaline, where disease can't stay in the body.
Right. Right. So, guys, that's it. And this song that I play, he says, let's get back to Eden, and I say, let's get back to vegan, and let's live on top of the world. But thank you for joining me, everybody. And I'm telling you, tonight at 12 o'clock midnight, if you go to backtovegan.com and you sign up, join us, so that when I send the email blast out, you will be in the number of the beginning. Come on, let's go ahead and make it 5,000 people that is going on with me. We were at 4,500 before the program came on. So let's make it 5,000 people. I know and believe that at least 500 of you want to change your life. Let's get back to vegan. Yeah. Good night.